Okay. Take 3. Okay, here we go. The monkey problem on vines. The monkey, 200 Newton monkey hanging from vines. Vine AB is shorter than vine BC. The tension in vine AB is T sub AB. The tension in BC is tension BC. The angle with the vertical on the left is going to be 30 degrees. The angle on the right is going to be 60 degrees. The complementary angle relative to the horizontal on the left is going to be 60 degrees. The complementary angle horizontal on the right will be 30 degrees. Correct? Now, for this, and I don't necessarily do a problem like this, but for this to be in pure absolute equilibrium, then the horizontal forces must be in equilibrium and the vertical forces must be in equilibrium. Okay? So, this plus this, that force, those two horizontal forces have to equal 0, correct? And this, the vertical forces plus the 200 newtons also has to equal 0, correct? They both have to equal 0. Yes or no? Okay, good. So let's write that as a rule on the left and the right. I'll just use this. I'll use the left for horizontal. And I'll use on the right for vertical. Okay? Easy? Okay, now, let's do it. So what's the rule for the horizontal forces? What's the rule for the horizontal forces? Isn't it going to be F plus Fx plus a negative Fx equals 0? Isn't that correct? Yes? That Fx plus that Fx equals 0. This one's going to be, this is going to be plus Fy plus Fy, correct? Minus 200 equals 0. Is that correct? Does that make sense to you? Is that a little, should I make it neater? So it's going to be, what did I say it's going to be? It's going to be Fy plus Fy plus plus Fy minus 200 equals 0, correct? Yeah. Yes? Therefore, I can say, on the left, I can say Fx equals Fx. Very important. You got that? Yeah. And this one is going to be Fy plus Fy, okay? And that's going to be of 60 degrees plus the plus Fy of 30 degrees equals 200. Is that good? You get that? Does that make a little bit more sense than the last take? Yes. Yeah? Okay. Easy? Yes or no? Are we there? Okay, now, write to me, just tell me verbally, what is Fx in terms of the angle and TAB? We're going to write it here, and we're just going to erase it. We're going to write it here. In other words, this is cosine, right? Because you're looking at it adjacent. So isn't it cosine 60 equals Fx over TAB? So isn't it going to be cosine theta equals Fx over TAB? Isn't that correct? Yes? All right, so can I erase that? Can I erase that? Okay. I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to make something a little bit clearer here. This was the positive Fx, right? That was the positive Fx. That was over here. So that's going to be 30 degrees of 30 degrees, right? That's going to be Fx of 30 degrees, and this is going to be Fx. This was the negative because I brought it over, so that's going to be of 60 degrees. correct? Yes? And I know that each one of these is going to be cosine 30 degrees times TAB, right? Correct? And this will be, sorry, this is BC, right? Sorry. Isn't that BC 30 degrees? That was the positive one. So it's going to be 30 degrees, right? And that's going to be BC, correct? That's going to be BC over here, correct? You see that? And this one is going to be equal to, this one's going to be equal to cosine 60 degrees, correct? And that'll be T over here, TAB, right? So far so good, are you with me? That look pretty good? Yes?
Yep.
All right, now, let's get into different colors because it looks a little bit better as I go through this. All right, so what is this going to be? What is this going to be? Isn't this going to be, think about this for a second. Isn't it going to be the same as this, but sine instead of cosine?
Yeah.
Correct? So that's going to be this one over here. So isn't it going to be sine 60 equals Fy over TAB?
Yeah.
Or TAB sine 60?
Yeah.
Isn't that true? So this is going to be TAB sine 60 plus what? Plus TBC sine 30. Right? You with me?
Yeah.
And that's going to equal 200. Let me just make sure it's still recording over here.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and you can see that. Okay, good. So are you with me? So let's do this. Let's rewrite this. It doesn't look very clear. Can I rewrite this?
Yeah.
This is going to be, I'll write with TB's first. So that's going to be TBC cosine 30 degrees equals TAB cosine cosine 60 degrees. Does that look a little bit easier? That look good?
Yeah.
Okay, yes? So far so good, you with me? Yes? All right, now what do? I want to substitute in here for BC. I'm going to divide through by cosine 30. Is that okay? Can I do that? You know what? Let me write it out. What is cosine 30? What does that equal?
I'll do it.
What does cosine 30 equal?
0.8660.
0.866. So it's going to be TBC 0.866, right? Equals TAB, and that's going to be what? Cosine 60 is what?
0.5.
Way ahead of you. Excellent. Okay, so divide through here. What does 0.5 divided by 0.866 equal?
More than 1.
0.5 divided by 0.866 is what? 0.577. 0.577. So TBC equals TAB times 0.577. Is that good? Yes? Are you with me? Yes? Yes? Okay, so this is the equation. I'm going to erase some of this, and I'm going to rewrite that equation, so that'll give me some room to work, okay? All right, is that okay? Can I do that? All right, so can you remember what I wrote here? I hope so. Vertical, this is vertical, good. All right, let's see. Now let's rewrite that. All right, let's rewrite that. Now, what did I have written there?
Fy plus, like, all of it? Or
Yeah, no, the final equation underneath. Did you write it down?
No.
Did you write it down?
Well, I know it started TAB, sine 60, and then it's plus, yeah.
They didn't write it down. So let's try to figure it out, okay? So I have these two values, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to be sine 60, right? TAB sine 60, right? So TAB sine 60 plus TBC sine 30, correct? We know that's going to equal 200, okay? I don't know if that's going to come out. Okay? Yes, we know that that equals 200, okay? So that's what we have, right? Is that what we have? Yes? And what is TB? TBC equals this, right?
Yeah.
You see that? So I can take this here, I can take this, right? And plug in this into here. You get it? You sure? You with me? Okay, so let me erase this. Okay, let me erase that, and we'll write it out again. You ready? You ready? Are you with me? Shall we use a different color?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's use orange. Okay. I like to say the word orange. Okay, as opposed to orange. I like orange, but I say orange because some people like orange. Like, how do you say Florida?
Florida.
Florida?
Florida.
It's Florida, right? People say Florida, like FLA, but it's Florida, right? Whatever. Okay, so, right, now, I'm going to substitute TBC in here, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm going to rewrite this. So TAB, that does not come out.